Hey guys, I'm back for the tutorial that I was telling you about in my last video. This is for the coffee filter wreath. Each of these flowers are made out of coffee filters. I do have these secured onto a styrofoam ring, so you will need one of these. If you don't want to make a wreath, you don't have to. That was one thing I was saying in the other video, is that this is so customizable. Also, the paint that you get, it can be the cheapest kind, and it doesn't have to be anything fancy. And out of these four colors, I have like a yellow, a pink, a green, and a beige. I made all of these colors. So like this marigold and this coral color and even the purple. The purple I made by mixing the green and the pink. And with all of the colors, I added a little bit of this beige. And I added a little bit of this in with all of the colors just to kind of give them that same uniform vintage type coloring. You can kind of see the colors that I did, kind of like a soft yellow, an olive green. This is interesting. This color, I soaked those in coffee, and I think that those turned out really nice. So I used 5 different colors, and I found that that gives just a really good variety. So first you'll start out with your coffee filters like this. You want to flatten out the bowl, the whole pack of coffee filters, because it'll be easier to separate. So for each flower, you need 3 coffee filters. Alright, so here I have covered my tabletop with aluminum foil and then paper towel. Now it does soak through, so that's why I have the aluminum foil underneath. First, you're going to put a little bit of pink, probably about that much, and then I'm going to add some of this nude light mocha color, and I'm just going to mix that around with the paintbrush. So then, once you've got that, you're just going to add water. There's no specific amount. You just want it to be colored water, basically. It's not really even paint anymore. Now the coffee filters are so thin, and they soak it up really, really well. It soaks in, and then it also goes through. So separate them, and then you're just going to fold until it'll fit inside your bowl. Now we're just going to dunk it, and your hands are going to get messy. But look, they're all completely saturated. Done. Now just wring it out. Depending on how big your bowl is, depending on how much liquid you actually have in the bowl, allows for how many you can stain at one time. You're just going to separate them out and lay them out. They will dry in about 30 minutes. I've got my 3. Now you want to line them up and fold them in half, and then we're going to fold them in half again. Grab your scissors. We're going to do 2 different types of cuts. We're going to cut from this half to the other half. So there, now I have 3 small circles. So now you're left with this. And what we're going to do, we're going to scallop our edges. Now we're left with our circles and with this. This is going to open up into a ring. Cut one side. Alright, now the binding item is duct tape. Alright, we're just going to kind of like tape down the sides of it. We're going to start with our 3 circles. This is going to become the center of the flower. Just twist these into a figure 8, not like this. Gathered in the middle, like that. Just pinch it, grab it where you gathered it, and twist. So now this is going to go on the edge of your tape. Repeat with all 3. Okay, so we're going to make ruffles, and this is the part that gets tricky because the tape wants to stick to your fingers and the ring wants to stick to the tape. Just tuck it underneath your tape. Give yourself some room to work with, but we're just going to start ruffling, and it really doesn't have to be perfect. The more variations in it, the more varied your flower will be. So there's your first ring. On to the second ring, we're just going to do the same thing. You're going to want to overlap, and I try to match up the scallop, but you want the majority of your ring to be above the tape. Alright, so these three are going to become your center. So if you kind of start gathering it together into a circle, kind of like that. And then I just took it right here at the edge of the tape and I just pinched it just to close that hole. And since it's tape, it does stick together. And then you're going to start wrapping. Try to keep the bottom line of the ruffle right at the top of the tape. So there, I went around one time. Like here's what the flower is starting to look like. You can kind of like lay it out more by laying your tape down, or you can make it a little tighter by, holding it close. So you can really get a handle on how you want your flower to turn out. And you're just going to keep wrapping it all the way down. At the very end, we're just going to close off the tape. So once you have your flowers, you've got this whole piece of tape, you're going to cut and make kind of a flat edge right here. But you can kind of see the tissue or the coffee filter under the tape, and you just want to stay right below that. Just a ½ inch, and I'm just going to cut it like that. This is what you'll get when you're done. You want it to be as flush as possible. Just a flat surface able to hold your glue. It'll stand off a little bit, but not as much as if it was that whole long piece. It covers it, but then, if someone's like walking into the room and you have it just hanging, they're gonna see the ring. So what I did is I alternated and I kind of like jumped back and forth and made sure that there was like two covering the edge. Whenever I laid them out, I just set my ring down on the table and then alternated my color pattern and made sure that I didn't have two of the same color or two similar colors side by side. Basically, you can play around with it. I know the lady that posted hers on her blog, she did one for Valentine's Day and she did all different shades of like pink and I think orange. And she did hers on a heart shape cut out of cardboard. Like, I love this coffee colored one. Super, super simple. That would be beautiful for a wedding. You don't even have to paint them. You can leave them stark white if you want. You can do these for the holidays. You could do oranges and browns and golds for fall, green and white and red for Christmas. You can make them for a birthday. You can make them for a gift. You could sell them on Etsy. There's so many different things you can do with this, and it's a really neat project that will last forever. If you would like to see something else, maybe a Pinterest pic, message it to me, send me the link, I can follow it, and I will try to do a video for you guys. So subscribe, like the video. I hope to see you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching.